Good afternoon everyone and welcome to today's webinar. It's Mike that's going to be doing today's session, and what we'll be covering is processing orders on the till. So there's two main ways of doing orders on the till. One is for any cash customers and then another is for any account customers. So there's slight variations in the way that they both work, but it's a relatively straightforward and simple process. Just a few things before we do start. If you are a customer that uses the till, or are someone that wants to start using the till, don't necessarily just go into the till and start trying to use it, because there's a fair few setup things that need to be done. So if you are looking to set up a trade counter, or your business is looking to expand to a shop, then please contact us, contact the support desk, and we can show you what needs to be set up and go through the proper setup, because there's a few things in the background that need to be changed in order for you to actually use the till. So just to start off, this is purely going to be going through processing orders, none of your day-to-day management, and that will be covered in another webinar which we'll be doing sometime in the future of the actual management of the till. So to start off, you log into the till, selecting the drop down and the till user, and basically once you're in here, whenever you get a customer that comes in, you'll know your customers, you'll know whether or not it's just someone that's walked in off the street that's looking to buy a pack of pens, or it's a trade customer that's coming in for whatever reason. So depending which is which, we'll start off with the cash sales. From the top left hand corner we have a button here for cash sales. So if it's a cash sales customer, a cash sales person that's just Joe Bloggs that's walked in, we click this option at the top and it will load up this screen, and in this screen we just search for the account code for Cash01. So that's the account that we're going to be setting up. Now in the Cash01 company already, you may well have some customers and locations already set up. So it may be someone that that lives close to your shop that's just going to come in and buy a box of pens every so often, or a box of paper, but they're not necessarily an account customer or a business. So rather than you setting them up an account, you've just created them as a location against here, and you can basically select from that existing location. Now if it's a new customer, you can just select any of these locations and double click it. That will load up the actual cash order, and once we're in here, if it is someone that has that you don't recognise, that's relatively new, you can click this edit details in the top right hand corner, and this will load up a screen that allows us to amend the name, who it's for. So it could be someone new. We can just overtype this and put the details in. So as long as you make sure the first line, the address and the postcode is different, it will allow you to create a new location. So you can just pop the information in here. So I'll just put a bit of the group into here. And that's the location. Now once we've done that, we can just hit save and close. But if it's someone that already exists, you can either select it from the first page, or in here you've got location and postcode, and you can select it from here and just highlight the line and hit select. So in our case, we just hit save and close, and it's changed to that location. So we see at the top it's got the new location we've just set up with the postcode. Now what you'll be able to do, you'll be able to just start scanning your items and put them on there, but in our cases we haven't got a scanner linked up to my PC or any products in front of me. We're just going to use these till favourites here. So we'll just add a few of these items on. So you could just start scanning your items and it'll go through and it'll add them on. You can search for an item as well, but this is the easiest way, by just adding it in this way. So once you've scanned your items, if you want to increase any quantities, you've got the quantity button at the very bottom, and you can just basically say how many it is that they've got. So if they pick up, say, 2 packs of pens or 2 packs of punch pockets, you can just amend the quantity as you go in. You can also amend the price using this button at the very bottom. So if you're going to give them a special price, you can put in the price that they're going to pay, and if you want to, you can give a reason of why they're getting that price. And then the final button, you can give discount per line and then a discount overall in the bottom right hand corner. So once you've done that, once you put your items into there and you're happy with everything, once you scan them in, you've told the customer the price, you can complete the order. So on this screen that pops up, what will happen is some of the stock in your system may not be correct. So if you have got a shop, the stock in the shop may not match what is in Prima. And it can be a common occurrence. Stuff can get taken, stuff can get damaged, and it doesn't get updated in Prima. So now in this screen, it works a little bit like the back-to-back screen, where you've got the two sections, and depending which section, your items will go into there. So if it's at the very top here, you've got lines to update stock. So basically at the minute, our system's telling us that the two items that we put onto the order, we don't have any available stock for it. So even though the customers picked them up off the shelf, they come over to us and they've handed us the stock. Currently Prima's not showing. So what we can do, we can hit the update stock button in the top right hand corner, and that'll do a stock take and put some stock in for us. Now, if it's genuinely an item that you don't have, or you do have stock of it, it will be in this bottom section here, where it says line to remain unchanged. So if the customers come in and ask for a very specific item, something that you don't stock regularly of, then you can move it up or down. So if you move it into the downward section, that will go into your requirements and allow you to purchase it. Or if you've got stock, it will automatically go into here anyway, because the system recognises that you've got that. But in our case, because we don't have any stock of it, we want to update the stock to show that we do have and fulfill this order. So we can just click update stock, and as we can see within the grid, both of these items are now allocated. So it's time to complete the order and take payment. So after you've dealt with the stock scenario, making sure that the system's correct, that you can show the stock trail, or if you need to purchase it, push it through to that bit and deal with that from the back office. Within here, this is where we can take payment. So this order that has been put on, is for a total of £506. Now, depending on how your customer wants to pay is depending on what you will do here. So you've got the option of cash, card, voucher, or a cheque, and then depending on how they want to pay is how you will manage this. So if they're going to be paying by cash, you can put in this tender, the amount that they've paid. So in our case, they give us £510 to fulfill this order. Once we've done that, we hit save. It'll tell us the total change here. We hit complete, and when we hit complete, because it's a cash customer, it will give us the option to print a receipt. So if I just click OK, that'll go to you. You'll have a receipt printer set up next to you, and then this box will pop up and tell you the amount of change to give. Click that button to confirm, and then that's when you would go through the transaction of giving the customer change whilst taking in the money. And that's the order done. From creating a cash account, from editing the details to updating the stock, that's how you can process an order through the till for a cash customer, someone that's just coming off the street that doesn't have an account. Now, you can process orders through the till for trade customers. So at the very top, we've got trade order. And as usual, we come into here, and if you know the account or the customer knows their account number, you can search for it and then select from the list. So in our case, Mike Stationery's coming to get some goods. So on here, again, you can scan the items, they will get the price that they pay. If you want to amend it, you can. So in our case, we'll just add these items again because we don't have any items to scan. And we go through the same process. So we want to complete it. We want to update the stock because the customers picked them up off the shelf, and then we hit complete. Now this is where it differs. So the whole process up to this point is the same, but this is where it differs. So whereas with the cash sales customer, they're paying for the goods there and then, whether it's by cash, by card, with the trade customer, you have the option for pay by account or take a payment there and then. So depending on what you want to do with the customer, whether they want to pay for the goods now or you want them to pay for the goods now, you can dictate, or they can dictate what happens. So if we were to pay by account, it would create an invoice, it would go through the whole process as it would be an order put through the back office. But in our case, if they're taking payment, then we select the payment and we go through this process again. So if they're paying by cash, by card, we will just go through that. So if we select card this time, it automatically pulls through the tender, how much it's going to be. You'll if you're using the till, you'll have more than likely invested in a package to take card payments. And it's just a case of going through again. You select card, automatically pull the tender through, you hit save, you hit complete once it's done, and the same process will come up again. It'll print a receipt, it'll print an invoice, etc. And then that is the order done. Once you hit close, that's the order done and dusted. The goods have gone, and that's it dealt with. That's that order complete. So just a bit of a recap of what we've been through. Been through creating a cash order, and we've gone through creating a trade order as well on the till. Both of it is a relatively simple, straightforward process. You do differ in processes depending on what you want to do, but you do have flexibility for both cash and trade customers. And that is the end of today's webinar. If you have any questions regarding the till, don't hesitate to contact us. I will be sticking around for a little bit at the end to answer any questions you do have. And if you are looking to create a trade counter, or you're looking to open a shop and use the till, then please contact the team. We can go through the steps and the processes to get the till set up and provide some training and go through all of them processes with you. But apart from that, thank you for tuning in today, and we'll see you next week.